Last night I was running sound for the Eldorado band, and Jeff, the guitar player, walks in with a brand new Fender Twin Reverb Tone Master. Now, if you're not familiar with the Tone Master, that's the digital emulation Fender Twin Reverb thing. No tubes, no tubes. Now Jeff, like myself, has always been a tube amp guy. In fact, my studio is filled with old tube amps. I've never plugged into a digital amp that satisfied me like a tube amp. In fact, one time we went to Guitar Center to try out that new Vox digital amp that modeled all the different amps. We must have played with it for an hour, thought it sounded good, and getting ready to leave, I started to put my guitar in the case, and sitting right beside the Vox amp was the cheapest Mesa Boogie amp that they made at the time. Whatever it was a 112 combo. It was under $1,000. So just for reference, before we left, I plugged my guitar into the Mesa Boogie. I strummed one chord, and both of us went, ah, tone, there it is. What were we thinking? So I was curious about this Tone Master amplifier. So I've got some clips from last night of this thing actually live on stage, and then I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like about it. Please note I didn't get to play it myself, so I can't talk for that, but you know, this might help a little bit. Here we go.
Got a good picture of it.
Fender.
The guitar needs tuned a little bit.
Then I'll go home and analyze it.
So I said, like, my Bandmaster probably sounds as good as that when I have like tubes I like in it there, but that don't happen all the time.
It sounds good.
Can you put your red box on it, or are you just going to use the out?
Yeah, I'm just using, the out should be better than the red box.
Are you using the out?
That's the lowest setting. This is on 5 with like half a watt.
Okay, the first thing I liked about this amplifier was the weight. it's almost unreal. You see a twin reverb sitting there. I'm sure you've picked one of those up before. And you go to pick it up and it just comes up. It weighs nothing. You lift it up with 2 fingers. So what's not to like about that? Second, it sounds like a Fender amplifier. If you're up there doodling around on it, if you're listening like I was, it sounds like someone playing through a twin reverb. Now Jeff normally plays a mid-60s Blackface Deluxe, which is a very nice amplifier. This stood up to that very well. In fact, through the night, through most of the night, I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't tell that he wasn't playing this Deluxe. And he was using the direct out on this Tone Master. Normally with the Deluxe he uses a red box. It sounded good. I would say 95% of the night it sounded just as good as his Deluxe from out front where I was. Maybe a couple times in solos, couple solos, there was just a touch of a shrillness, you know, a digital kind of thing, but that could be that he's tweaking his pedals. I'm sure the pedals react differently. So we'll have to see how it goes in the future. But an excellent sounding digital amplifier. From a soundman perspective, what I liked about it is it's not as loud. That 100-watt Tone Master Twin is not as loud as his 22-watt Tube Deluxe. It was much easier to control out front. I had him in mix the whole night, pretty much up at levels with everything else. There were times when I think it sounded better than his other amp. So it's definitely worth looking into. If you're like me and you don't want to pick up heavy amplifiers anymore, and you don't want to have to worry about tubes going bad and you know how they gradually sound like crap, I mean, this should sound good continuously. I'd say it's definitely worth checking out. If I were gigging, I'd be looking at that Tone Master Deluxe pretty hard, because if the Twin weighs nothing, I can imagine what that Deluxe weighs. So far, I have to give it good marks. Anyway, I hope this helps. I'm sure there's a dozen other videos about this on YouTube with more details. So, that's it for today. See you later.